Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out Avalanche's price chart. And if you remember, in the previous video we were right around this area and I said, look, because in this move up we took the height of our V leg, that did kind of confirm that we are having in here indeed a correction and not an impulse, suggesting our move up most likely is going to continue. And in the last 72 hours, as you can see, we got, I would say, a relatively strong move on the upside. So what are our options at this point, and can we say this move up can continue for a bit more? Well, I think we need to now talk about some bullish possibilities happening in this move, starting from this point about $18.50. And in the interest of not getting your hopes up that much, I'm going to talk about the most pessimistic scenario between all the bullish possibilities, and that suggests that in here we are having from this point to about this high a 5-wave impulsive structure up. And right now you're going to say, well, okay, we are clearly having overlapping of the waves between our supposedly wave 2 and 4, and that is not allowed, except it is actually allowed in case that you consider this whole pattern on the upside a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in form of an expanding leading diagonal. And I did actually check the rules out. They do kind of apply to this structure being an expanding leading diag. Now, followed by that, I believe this is probably a WXY down in form of a double zigzag, since in this initial move down after this 5-wave, we are kind of able to identify an ABC zigzag and not an impulse. And well, according to this scenario, in this move up, we are having most likely a 1, 2, and then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to about here into wave 3, correction for 4, and followed by that beautiful and clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into wave 5. Now, pay attention, this is the key. According to my analysis, on a higher degree in Avalanche in this phase up, most likely we are having wave 1, correction for wave 2, another move up into wave 3, correction for 4, and well, as you can see, this possibility suggests that we are going to get at least another move on the upside into wave 5. Now, we can consider in this whole move up two different possibilities. One scenario suggests, well, okay, maybe these are the subwaves just for a simple ABC zigzag and not an impulse, indicating from these areas we're going to get like a very strong move down. The other one suggests maybe instead of an ABC, we are having a beautiful 1, 2, big 5 up into wave 3, correction for 4, another move up into wave 5. Question is, which scenario can be in play? Well, I really want to be optimistic and say this bullish possibility is happening, but there is no certainty in any market. We are only talking about the possibilities, and for now I don't really have a good answer for you, but that doesn't really matter. Why is that? Because in both of those scenarios, one way or the other in the short term, we can at least expect another move up, and I would much rather to wait and see some more price action happening. And based on what is going on in here at that point, I can have a better analysis. Now, do we have some more evidence suggesting we're going to get another move up in AVAX? The answer is yes, and that comes down to Helios waves. Let's go on maybe like 5-minute time frame. And by the way, I want to be very clear in my own analysis, I don't usually go on such lower time frames, but this is just for the sake of educational purposes, so I'm thinking it's fine. You see, in terms of Helios waves, if you want to say that I am wrong and we're not going to have a move up, and from this point we're going to get like a very strong downtrend, then okay, off of the highest high, you need to be able to find a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the downside. Now let's go on the live chart and see, can we find an impulse down? And the answer is kind of yes. Here is how I can argue that. This is a wave 1, this is a correction for wave 2, 5 down into wave 3, beautiful A, B, C, D, E, a triangle into wave 4, another move down into wave 5. But the story from here gets a bit interesting. Why? Because I believe we can also consider this move down as another impulsive structure. And pay attention, in the next leg up right in here in Avalanche, we actually took this high. So what does it mean? It means most likely in AVAX on a higher degree, we are having in this initial phase down an ABC and not that 5-wave impulsive structure that we talked about earlier, suggesting overall we are dealing with a correction structure in this area, and after it's over, and maybe we are going to do something like this, but again, it's not really important. After this whole move is over, again, we can expect some more moves on the upside. So this is yet another optimistic sign suggesting this phase up is probably not over yet. And here is my final argument for why this move up can continue. Let's go on 30-minute chart. Okay. In terms of classic technical analysis, meaning support and resistances, right in here, we don't really have a whole lot of strong resistances until we're around this region between, excuse me, what just happened, between 23.5 to about $25. So from my point of view, since we're not there yet, makes sense to argue, again, this move can actually continue. I would say yes, possibly for another 10 to 15%. And then when we get here, we will make in 2-3 days new updates and see where are we going to go from there and what the structures in here are going to look like. Are we going to get, for example, a very strong move down, which will be a bad sign, or maybe just a correction structure, another move up, which would be a great sign, or who knows, maybe even we're like really lucky in Avalanche, and just in this phase we're going to get a huge move up in order to have the initial breaking phase of this resistance, and then we're going to see a pullback and followed by that a continuation of the move up. I definitely do not mind seeing that. So for now, let's just focus on the short-term move, which I think is going to continue, and then we will see where we go from there. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in AVAX. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.